Arsenal 1, Norwich 0. Look, I'm still in the ground, and I was saying before the game today, I would take anything for a win. I don't care how it comes. I don't care if it's a scrappy goal, an own goal, a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. I really do not care. And it turned out that way. Look, the goal that we scored, that's not going to go on any sort of DVD of great goals. It was scrappy as they come, but Aubameyang does what Aubameyang does. He gets in the right place. He's always in the right place. And whilst people might say, he didn't do enough all game, if he scores every single game and has an average game, that's kind of his job, isn't it? That's his striker's job. We've got plenty other players to do the role of ticking the ball along and making stuff happen. We want Aubameyang to make sure that when there's a sniff that he's there to, score that goal, and that's what he did today. It wasn't a vintage performance, but I think it's reflective. That performance is reflective of a team that is struggling with confidence and that is bottom of the league. So even though I did expect more today, I have to be honest, I'm disappointed with the performance. Maybe it was my expectations that were off rather than, the team, because that is what you're going to get from a team who haven't scored a goal, who haven't kept a clean sheet, who are rock bottom of the league. I'm just really, really relieved that now, after that international break, after we've added all of our transfers, and Arteta the other day in his press conference was saying we've now got the tools to compete. We needed a win. Eddie's interview, I've said after that interview that he only did that interview because he's expecting a win today. And if we didn't get that win today, that reaction at full time would have been toxic. So it was essential that we got the win, and that's really all that matters. In terms of the team selection today, I was really happy to see the back four, exactly who I wanted to see. And I think they did all right, Norwich probably had a couple of moments there made me a little bit nervous, but overall the defence did okay, and certainly I felt like there was enough to see from the defence there to make me think, hopefully these guys can develop a really good understanding together and, be a proper defensive unit going forward. Still very early days, but I was impressed with Ramsdale. Thought he did what he needed to do, and his footwork, that's the one thing. He didn't have much to do in terms of shot stopping, but his footworks, little feints to take the pressure off, take the pressure out of that Norwich press. He didn't sort of waste the ball when he was playing passes out, so that was positive, and I thought he showed that he's probably got a bit more than Leno, but again, it's only one game, we have to wait and see. These are very, very early conclusions. And Takahiro as well, right back, he was on his debut, I thought he was comfortable, I thought he did really well. So I was happy with that. He's clearly able to use his left foot, which is nice to see, because we've got some quite one-footed players in this team, and I thought he was quite comfortable on both feet and used his left foot on a couple of occasions, playing the ball out. So those two debuts I was very happy with. It was really nice to see Gabriel and White in the middle together. That is our first choice centre-back pairing, and we need to see that more often, and I thought they did well. And look, Tierney's Kieran Tierney, isn't he? He always brings threat. The amount of crosses that he was getting on the left-hand side, he's always going to do that. But, we need to make sure that we utilise that attacking threat properly. And I don't think today, it never looked like, even though he was getting forward and he was getting the ball in early into decent areas, it never looked like we're going to score from one of his crosses. And what that means to me is that if you're going to say to him, commit forward, you've got to make sure that you don't leave yourself loose at the back, otherwise it's not the risk. It's different if every time he goes forward and the ball comes in, you think to yourself, oh, it looks like we're going to score here. But anyway, I'm sure Arteta will work to sort that out. And it was Ødegaard, that's the one that I wanted to talk about today. He was clearly given the role to be the absolute creator. He was getting the ball off of every single team member every time he asked for it. Every time he was sort of motioning for the ball, they were giving it to him. And I was waiting to see whether he could unlock. And he did all right. He did create enough. It wasn't exactly his day, I don't think he didn't get an assist or anything like that. But I do think he created enough. And he seemed to have urgency from minute one. That's one thing I really liked about his game. It wasn't that he was just kind of going through the motions, which we see so often with Arsenal. He did try from the first minute and he kept it up. And, hopefully onwards and upwards. If he's given that responsibility, hopefully he will respond to that. And in future, he will be able to unlock that defence. But But anyway, look, I'm happy. It's 1-0. I was expecting more, didn't get more, but we did get 3 points. We did get our goal. So we're off the bottom of the table. Arsenal won, Tottenham lost. It's not going to be a fun season. I think today showed that. It showed our level that we're beating Norwich 1-0 at home. We will get better. I'm sure we will get better, but we're not going to be vintage Arsenal. So days like this where we win, Tottenham lose, you've got to take the enjoyment when it comes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. Before you go, make sure you check out the Arsenal Lounge, because every single Monday, 8 p.m, I'm going to be on the Arsenal Lounge going into more detail, talking about the issues of the club in like more of a podcast format. So check it out and let me know in the comments below what you thought of the game today. Does it give you more faith in Mikel Arteta? I really want to know that. Or is this game sort of, exactly what you expected and doesn't relieve any of his pressure? Let me know in the comments and see you next time.